And that leads me to another misconception that people have, that intellectual property is very expensive. That is, applying for registration of intellectual property is very expensive. I would say that that's also false, that flows with the idea of, intellectual property being an intangible thing. People don't really understand, and they don't know why they should go and spend so much money. So you see someone, a business person, you get an idea or you have a business, an invention. The first thing you're thinking about doing is renting a big office somewhere, putting it up to bringing it, making it so nice and lovely everywhere, air conditioned, beautiful paintings and all of that. And you feel like, okay, I've arrived. Some people would even go as far as getting cars and all of that. And all of that is good and fine. But you know what? Without your intellectual property, without your IP, your business is nothing. And it's better that you invest some money, just a little money at the beginning of that business. You stand to gain so much by getting your IP sorted before other things. Number one, once you get your IP sorted, you reduce the risk of infringement or the risk of huge losses in the event of an infringement, the event that an infringement actually does take place. Okay, you look more attractive to investors and to venture capitalists and the rest of them. I've been in countless meetings where people walking. In fact, I have a particular client that is always inventing one thing or the other. And I've attended meetings with him, with those who are interested in his products or his solutions and all that. And usually when they start the conversations and they're talking this and that and that and that, once he says, oh, I have my patent certificate here, I have this, the conversation changes. Because realize that, look, you're taking yourself as a business seriously. You realize what you have in your hand, realize the value, and it's the value that you place on what you have that people will place on it, okay? IP registration for most types of IP, between 100, 150,000 naira, at the most times you can get your IP registered in Nigeria, okay? So it's not something I would say that it's so expensive that you would risk losing out on the core business thing, what would I call it? The diamond that you have, because you're dealing with some peripheral issues and all that. It is more expensive to have to deal with an infringement matter. It is more expensive for someone to steal your idea and walk away with it, and you can't do anything about it. It is more expensive for you to try to buy back your IP. I had a client that so many years ago, before